Make sure to pick up your Toronto Tyrantrums shirts and hoodies. Link is in the description down below. What's going on, everyone? SiNxRealize, aka Sin, aka Sings, aka the thing you wash your hands in, and I am your coach for the Toronto Tyrantrums. And I'm glad to announce that we are part of the UBL D-League, which is just a lower scale version of the UBL. Pretty much, if you guys watch wrestling, it's almost like NXT to WWE, essentially. So, if you guys are hyped for another season with the Toronto Tyrantrums, smash the like button down below. You guys are excited to know what we have drafted for this season. Go ahead, hit that like button, and let me know in the comment section down below which team member you guys think will be the MVP for us this year. So I might as well quickly just go over the rules here. I have it on my phone right now. The internet's kind of iffy, so I have to do everything offline, so it kind of sucks. But well, I'm not even going to get into that. But pretty much, essentially, the rules are, I'm just going to read it out. During the draft, each team needs to draft one tier 1, one tier 2, two tier 3s, one tier 4, one tier 5, and a mega, which the mega has to be mega evolved turn 1. You're not allowed to hold on to it for as long as you want. We're also given 400 points to pick 4 more Pokemon, and each tier is given a certain number of points that each one would represent. So I think tier 1 was 180, tier 2 was 120, so on and so forth. You guys pretty much get the gist of that. And it was in snake format. I was sitting around the middle. I always tend to get the middle for the most part. It's really weird, but what it is what it is. And then at the end of the draft, we had to pick 2 Z captains, and at the end of this video, I'll let you know who those Z captains are as well. I think that's pretty much about it. Yeah, and then the 2 Z captains, their points would have to, their tiers would have to equal up to 3, so it could be like a tier 1 and a tier 5, 2 tier 3s, tier 2 and a tier 4, so on and so forth. So anyways, we might as well just get right into our draft analysis here. So let's get into it. Our first round pick was Mew. I've wanted to use Mew for so long, you guys don't even understand. Like in the PGL, I really wanted to draft Mew, but it was sniped from me. So we finally got a chance to grab Mew. Mew is a great Pokemon overall. It has access to literally every single move. It could be a wish passer. It could be a cleric. It can create hazards. It gets priority. Everything that you want it to do, it could essentially do. If I really wanted to run sticky webs, I could run sticky webs. I could literally throw anything. If I wanted to use it as like a rapid spinner or a defogger, I could go ahead and do that. If I want to make it fat and just sit there and roost and make it super stally, I could do that. Which honestly is one of the great things about Mew, is the fact that it can get every move. It even has access to the good old metronome if I wanted to meme it up hard. And yeah, just overall, if anyone who doesn't know Mew stats, it's base 100 right across the board. So I could turn this thing into, I could make this Pokemon into anything I wanted, essentially, which makes it super fantastic. I love me a Mew. So then after our round 1 pick here, we ended up going and picking up our Mega Altaria, because I was hemming and hawing about taking the Mega Mawile, because Mega Mawile is Fairy and Steel, which is two types for one of the cores already. So instead I was like, hey, you know what, I might as well grab the other one, the Dragon Fairy, which is the Mega Altaria. Mega Altaria I personally haven't used, but it's a relatively good mon. It has Pixelate, so if I decide to go with a Hyper Voice, it turns into Stab. I could go Hyper Beam, for example, again, because you guys know that I have done that previously. Its speed is pretty decent. Holy crap, I cannot speak for the life of me. It seems like its attack and special attack are both the exact same. So in either situation, I could just make it make it specially, or I can make it physical. There are a lot of physical sets that do run around with like Earthquake and Iron Head, maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what sort of moves this thing gets. But I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, there it is. It does have access to defog, so we're good there. It could be a defogger. It could also be a cleric because it has access to heal bell. I don't think it has access to any sort of priority, but that's okay. It's a Mega Altaria. It's gonna sit there, it's gonna set up, it's gonna look pretty, it's gonna be a very pretty bird. 110%, I can guarantee you that. Next up is Stakataka. Honestly, I never thought once to grab Stakataka. Although, wait, yeah, we still needed a steel type, so I was like, hey, why not grab Stakataka? It's a brand new Mon. It's part rock. It gives me the rock coverage, it gives me the steel coverage. It has its beast boost. Boy, if I can manage to get like one beast boost off of anything, Stakataka is an absolute threat. It has very low speed, so pretty much it won't work very well. But if I really wanted to be sneaky, I could go and set up a trick room on them. Then I'd be the fastest thing out there. I could throw gyro balls at them. If you take a look at this thing's stats here, okay, it has a 211 defense. This thing is a bulky boy and 101 base special defense as well. Like, this thing is a literal wall. This is the wall Trump is wanting, okay? That was a terrible joke, my bad. It has a 131 attack, which means this thing hits hard as bricks. No pun intended. Special attack is like so I most likely would be running a physical set. Its HP is only 61, so like even though he's super defensive, his HP isn't that great, but it is what it is. I have ran Stakataka in what do you call it? In VGC format. I think I tried running it in 2018, and I'd say it ran pretty well actually. So I can't really complain too much about that. I believe it has access to rocks. Yes, it does. It has access to rocks. I don't think it has any access to priority. Obviously not a cleric or a wish passer. I have a hard time saying that, but it is what it is. He's gonna be there to hit hard. Slow and steady wins the race with this boy. Next up for round 4, we ended up drafting Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash will be great when it comes to dealing with ground types because it's ground immunity with Levitate. It's also a really good and bulky mon. A lot of people tend to run this bulkily. Is that right? Bulkily? I don't know. Either way, we got water and electric now. We got those types covered. Rotom Wash is really good at pivoting. It does also have access to defog. Pretty much whenever there's rocks or anything, we shouldn't really have that much of an issue. I don't think it has access to any. Oh, it does. It has access to Sucker Punch. But I'm just taking a quick look here. It's not a cleric. It's not a wish passer. Holy crap! I actually got that right. Score 1 for Sin. Honestly, I don't think it has that many water moves, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. It'll actually be really good if I wanted to run lefty. Pretty much use it as a defogger for the most part. It probably could snag up a couple kills throughout the season as well. But you know what? We'll just have to wait and see for when the season comes. Next up, we are drafting Shaman. So Shaman here is our second part for our water, grass, fire core. I figured I might as well grab Shaman because it's another mythical. It's base 100 across the board as well, just like Mew, but doesn't have the same sort of level up moveset. Shaman does have access to aromatherapy, which could be relatively good for us. I don't think it has any sort of hazards or priority as far as I'm aware. Oh, I lied. It has access to quick attack, so watch out. I'm gonna be sneaky with that quick attack. You won't see it coming. Overall, it's a really good, just a really good grass type overall. Pretty glad that I was able to pick it up. It has natural cure, so I believe that just means upon switching out, it's whatever it's statused by, whether it's poisoned or toxic or paralyzed, swap it out. I'm perfectly fine. I could make this thing relatively bulky. There are different ways I could run this. I have my wheels turning in my head a little bit for what I actually want to do with Shaman. But you guys will just have to wait and see how that goes. Next, we decided to grab Hitmontop. Hitmontop was another mon that I wanted to grab in the PGL because I have ran Hitmontop as well in VGC format. I was originally running it in, I think it was the early days of VGC 2019. I've had pretty good success with Hitmontop. I think I also ran it a bit during 2018 as well. It has a really good set. It has Technician if I feel like going for bullet punches or fake outs. It has access to Intimidate if I feel like running it with Intimidate. It also has access to Steadfast. But the fact that it has Intimidate will make this thing really good because he is quite the bulky man. I believe, yeah, his special attack is booty butt cheeks, but his defenses are phenomenal. He has like base 110 special defense, base 95 defense, 70 speed. He's not that slow, but he's not that fast either. So he sort of sits in the in-between. Being able to use him to cycle Intimidate will be really good for us. It's also a really good rapid spinner for us as well. So like, let's just say, I'm just gonna throw it out there. A golem shows up, it sets up rocks. I swap that in. That Hitmontop isn't gonna be, I mean, not Hitmontop. The golem isn't gonna be hitting us for that hard, but we'll easily be able to get rid of those rocks, not a problem. We also have so we do have access to Feint, Bullet Punch, Fake Out. What else do we have? Mock Punch for stab, Quick Attack, Sucker Punch. We also have access to Vacuum Wave if I wanted to run that, but I don't think I would want to run Vacuum Wave. As far as I'm aware, it's special. I could be wrong, but don't quote me on that. Either way, I really like Hitmontop. I don't really have all the nicknames set out exactly for all these mon, but by the time week 1 comes out, I'll probably have a bunch of nicknames in my head for each of them. You guys will see them then, because you guys know that I like to give them really good nicknames. But Hitmontop will most likely be Beyblade. That is what I've always called them. But next up, we're drafting Incineroar once again. Incineroar is coming back to the Toronto Tyrantrums. This would be his second season with us, I believe, because we had him during the PGL. Pretty much I've used him for VGC as well, especially with Intimidate. Intimidate is so good, and the fact that I'll have both Incineroar and Hitmontop intimidating, pretty much physical attackers are not going to be a threat to me, essentially. If I can just keep rotating them out. Incineroar has U-turn. I don't think Hitmontop does, but I can give it like an eject button or something like that, and then I could rotate them. It'll actually be it'll be a pretty good time running them both. And the fact that Incineroar is actually really bulky as well. If you guys have seen any of my PGL battles, definitely go check them out. If I throw it like an assault vest on it, it's going to be pretty bulky. It'll be able to eat up a lot of hits. It's also a really good fire type, and this Incineroar also rounds out our Fairy Water Grass core. Its dark typing is really good as well. It has access to knock off. It has fake out. I believe it would have Sucker Punch. Would it? I don't think it actually does. Wow, crazy. But either way, it has fake out, which fake out is always really good. Flare Blitz is always a giant threat coming from an Incineroar. But if I do end up making this thing Z move user, I could do Z Darkest Lariat. I forget what's called, Moonsault, something. I don't know. But either way, I really like Incineroar. Our boy Roman is returning to us, folks. Next up, we have Mamoswine. I've actually never used Mamoswine, but I needed an ice and ground type, so I figured we might as well grab Mamoswine here. Mamoswine will help us as well with setting up rocks, so that won't be an issue. It has access to priority like Ice Shard, so that makes him a bit more of a threat as well, because as far as I'm aware, he is really slow. Let's see if I can find him here. No, he's actually pretty fast. 80 base speed. I believe he has 130 attack, 80 defense. He has base 110 HP, which he is going to be fat, especially since he has access to thick fat. Fire type moves and ice moves are going to do nothing. Ice moves especially are going to do 0 to this man. Like, I believe thick fat will essentially make fire type moves neutral against this man. Not 100% sure, but I think that's essentially what it'll do to him. Because fire would obviously be super effective against him. But with thick fat, we're eating that. Okay, we will eat those like no tomorrow. I personally haven't really used Mammoth Swine before. I don't think I've ever really dealt with one either. So it'll definitely be interesting to use it. Obviously with all the mons I draft, I'm going to be running some crazy sets on them every now and then, so be prepared for that. Next up here we have Gengar. So for Gengar, I needed, like from this point on, I've been looking at the typings and see which ones I need, which ones I don't. I saw that I needed Poison, I needed Ghost, and I saw Gengar, and I was like, that's something I want. It has Cursed Body, which unfortunately it doesn't have its Levitate since Gen 7, sorry, Gen 8 confirmed now. Haha. But ever since Gen 7, it lost its Levitate. Now it has Cursed Body, but it can still relatively be a threat. If I really wanted to, if I really wanted to quote unquote levitate, I could throw an air balloon on it. But Cursed Body is really good. Whatever move hits me, it's a 30%. I think it's 30% chance of it being disabled for a couple turns, which has actually been really handy in the past. If you guys have seen, I think it was in the PGL NU and the PGL, but actually no, it was the DBL and the PGL. Frostlass with Cursed Body came clutch for me on multiple occasions, and it was so worth it. He also has a fantastic special attack and speed. Throw a Scarf or a Specs on this thing. This thing is going to sweep. Okay. It also has access to my favorite move to use, Destiny Bond. So we have our Destiny Bonder as well. Like Mew also has access to it, but who's gonna be running that? Me. I will run that. But overall, Gengar is a phenomenal Ghost type mon. Throwback to the good old Gen 1 days. Let's see. I don't think it has access to really anything crazy here. It has access to Sucker Punch. I believe, I'm trying to think what else it has access to. Obviously, it'll fire off a mean Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, all that other good stuff. Stab moves are gonna hurt like a mother hecker. That is for sure here, folks. So we have 2 more mons left. The next mon is someone that I actually wasn't thinking of grabbing really until like the end here, because I was looking at my typings. I think I needed Flying, Normal, and Bug, I believe, were the ones that I was missing. So I was looking around. I was like, all right, I kind of want to grab a Flying type this round, because there's not really many more Bug types that are half decent. So I was looking. I thought about grabbing Pidgeot again, but I didn't want to grab Pidgeot. I'll be real with you. I used him once. Actually, I've used Pidgeot twice now. He's been a captain of our team, pilot. But I was like, you know what? Let's shake and bake things up a little bit. So we decided to go with Toucannon. That's right. We decided on Toucannon for this. It has Keen Eye, Skill Link, Sheer Force. Sheer Force will be phenomenal on this. Skill Link is also really good. If you guys don't know what Skill Link does, pretty much every move that hits more than once, it'll hit the maximum amount of times every time. So you can take a Rock Blast, for example, it'll hit 5 times. Take a Bullet Seed, 5 times. 5 times, 5 times, 5 times. Sheer Force will also be really good, especially if I decide to go for like Brave Birds and whatnot. Keen Eye will be good if, you know, this dropping accuracy wasn't illegal. But since it is, I have no access to Keen Eye. I will never use that. It also has base 80 HP, base 120 attack. I mean, this man will hit hard. And along with Sheer Force on top of that, boy, this man will fire out some fire hits. That is for sure. 110%. put that on my life. I don't know why he would even be tier 5. Probably because he's like, what? He's probably like one of the basic birds, essentially, normal flying. But you know what? I like him. He also has that look on his face like he's about to murder something. And you're right, he is. He's going to destroy the competition. I got faith in my toucannon. So then last up, as you guys remember, I did mention that I needed a bug type. So I was looking around at all the bugs, figuring out which one I wanted to grab. And at this point, with the amount of points I had left, I only had enough for a tier 5. So obviously I wasn't going to be getting the best mon here. But I saw something that caught my eye a little bit. And I was like, you know what? Let's go with it. We grabbed Crustle. Crustle is a bug rock type. It has access to sturdy, which will be really good, especially if we go to set up spikes or stealth rocks. It'll be really good for that. It also has access to shell armor and weak armor. I don't know what either one of those do. I believe weak armor, it lowers my defenses as well as makes me faster. I don't remember what else that does. And then we also have shell armor. I'm gonna have to look up this man a bit more. But I do know one thing I know for sure is I can shell smash. Okay, I can shell smash and I will sweep everything. We have a base 70 HP. We have base 105 attack. So if I get that shell smash off, whew, best believe I'm gonna hit hard. We have base 125 defense, base 65 special attack, 75 special defense, and 45 speed. So obviously he's not going to be a very fast boy, but as soon as I get that shell smash off, whew, boy, he is going to be the fastest little crab you have ever seen. Mr. Krabs will have nothing on him. It'll be a crab rave for everyone here, folks. Crab rave. I think that might actually be his nickname, Crab Rave. I like it. But anyways, so you guys have seen everything that we have drafted. So time to show you guys who exactly we picked for our Z captains. So our first Z captain, we are going back to toucannon. All right, toucannon was one that I decided to make because, like, especially if I give him like a Flynium Z, for example, along with a sheer force, boy, he's gonna output so much damage. The main reason for toucannon here is to be able to hit those heavy offensive Z moves. That is the main purpose for toucannon having access to those Z moves. So then of course toucannon is a tier 5 mon. So that means that there's only, I think, one option for our other Z captain. We're going with Mew. We got Mew and toucannon as our Z captains. Mew can use so many different Z moves. The only thing I'm not allowed to use is Munium Z, but that's okay. It doesn't matter to me. Pretty much when it comes to Munium Z, it's pretty much Psychium Z, but also gives you a psychic terrain as well. I guess that's busted. I don't know myself. I personally haven't used it. But you know what? I'll take it. Mew with its crazy Z moves. You guys are going to see some fire hidden tech here, folks. I can guarantee you that. But that is our team. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are hyped for this season of the UBL D-League Season 1, go ahead, smash that like button down below. If you guys are new here, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you notify whenever a video goes up. But on that note, I'm going to head on out of here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.